It's showtime.
Okay guys, welcome back to the STPL. You're currently joining me for SouL versus SouL. We're going to get straight into the second game here. Obviously, just to quickly show off the statistics, we're going to have ByuL, the ACS champion. That's the Africa Challenger Series. That was the school championship. He did win that one. He is currently 2 for 0 in the STPL, so showing a very strong performance so far. Now, Marine, he is a man who plays random for life. He knows every single matchup inside out. Now, unfortunately, he's not had the results that he's desired, but he's had some very close games. They have been on a complete knife edge. And he does race pick, obviously. Random is not allowed in the SCPL just because it doesn't make it fair for the teams who want to prepare. You can't really prepare against random. And obviously it's going to be a TVP, and they're going to be playing here on Benzene. Now, a lot of people, until recently, may not have seen Benzene before. It was in the 2010 Shinhan Bank Pro League, was used in the OSL as well around that time. I think it wasn't in Bacchus, it was in the Korean Air, I think. No, it wasn't. That was Flight Dreamliner, but you know what? Two-player map, top left or bottom left, top right-hand spawns. Really fun map for TVP. We've actually had 3 TVPs on here so far. Terran with the advantage. Can Marine stand up against it as he heads into game number 2? It's SouL's ByuL versus pSi's Marine. Okay, starting us off here in the bottom left-hand position, we do have the yellow Protoss fighting for pSi. It's Marine. And his opponent spawning in the top right-hand position, we do have in the green. It's going to be SouL's ByuL. Now, in case you're wondering and you've not seen StarCraft 1 ByuL, there is a StarCraft 2 player called ByuL. There is many other players called ByuL as well. Scan did tell me this before, and I kind of knew this before as well, but ByuL is the word for star in Korean, which is why it's a very, very popular username. But this is different. I believe ByuL is about 16 or 17, so he is very, very young for the current pro scene. Did qualify for this season's ASL, went out in the round of 24 unfortunately, but still did a very, very good job to get there. Very, very impressive performance as well. Marine, obviously a very seasoned foreign pro gamer. Marine, I believe, has been around for ages. I remember playing against him on ladder back in about 2008. Now, we are going to have Marine go for that gas steal. Going to make it a little bit annoying for ByuL, but ByuL was most likely on this map going to go for a 1 max fast expand. So more of a technicality almost, but forcing an SCV off the line to deal with the probe, very, very important. And now the probe has unfortunately taken a lot of damage, so he can't stay here too much longer. And it looks like his micro, not sloppy, but obviously losing control of his probe a little bit while he's trying to macro back home. It's very, very difficult to do this. Like, I know one of the things that Shamtu said yesterday in the Havatnu is when you see a low-level Protoss player do this, you know they're not doing anything back at home, but Marine is good enough at the game to be able to do this. Now, it looks like he is going to steal some more gas if he wants to. He's trying to keep his SCV or his probe alive as long as possible. I mean, this is 2 additional SCVs not mining, so this means ByuL does want to get a gas, and he wants to get it quickly. And this isn't something you realistically want to have to deal with. Now, behind this, Marine has a lot of options. He does only have a single gateway, Cybernex core only just coming in. But the first, I thought this was a Zealot already. I swear there should be a Zealot by now. But looks like the gateway sitting a little bit idle while this probe is microing around everywhere. But is he going to be able to steal the gas again? That's going to be the big, big moment in this game. No, he's not. Unfortunate for Marine, but Marine's probe should be able to get away here. That's going to head on back home now. Second pylon coming in here for Marine. Looks like ByuL waiting to see if a Zealot pops out. Does need to know if he has to build any additional Marines. is getting up to 4 Marines behind this, so he knows he is a little bit further behind than where he wants to be. And, well, yeah, as Eroy said, I know I said Marine has been playing for ages. Apparently Marine was playing back in vanilla. Now, ByuL has scouted one gate cybernetics core, so that's going to be pretty good for him. The probe, oh, this probe is a little bit risky. He's going to be going into 3 Marines. Does pull away at the right time, though. That's a good move. Now, will we see ByuL pull off of gas? Looks like he's not pulling off of gas, so he could actually be going for a 2-factory play here. Now, 2-factory play isn't necessarily all that bad against a gas steal. I mean, it's obviously not great because everything is so delayed, but I mean, there's no expansion coming up and he's still not pulled out of gas, so I'm really, really surprised. I guess he's trying to make up for the deficit. Obviously, his gas was delayed, so he's not going to have the sort of gas count that he wants at this stage in the game, and that'll be why he's not pulling off. I mean, thinking about it logically, that makes more sense than I could ever possibly imagine. Now, looks like the Dragoon going to be chasing this SCV away. Is going to kill it. SCV obviously scouting that there's no proxies there. The barracks scouting here, much like we saw Attract do in Bull versus Media, for any proxies there. And he's going to go into a second factory fairly quickly. Now, ByuL does have the option of going for a starport. I'm not so sure we'll see that from him. I don't think I've really seen too much kind of fancy-esque play from him, but there's the second factory. The thing is, the big thing to remember actually is ByuL was coached by Flash, so ByuL's style is going to be very similar to Flash. I mean, another Terran not coached by Flash, but obviously very similar to Flash is Last, which is why I don't really like watching Last too much, because it's like watching Flash. And I mean, Fancy, obviously my favourite Terran player of all time. But we should see an armory coming in here quite soon by ByuL, transferring the SCVs just as the command center finishes. Very, very good timing by him. He's going to have to keep his bunker alive though, or he could end a very, very quick game. Marine doing a lot of work with these Dragoons, just trying to keep these this bunker low as possible. Use up a lot of minerals from ByuL. Back at home, he's gone into 2 gateways. He's going into his own Nexus as well. That came up about 28 supply. And I mean, this is just kind of annoying for ByuL. He is going to be able to survive this. It's not a move that's going to kill him, but it is going to delay everything. And this is the problem. Like, when you have everything so far delayed already, being forced to spend a lot of minerals on repairing a bunker just to stay alive is not the kind of thing you want to be doing. Now, SCV going to move in, going to scout that there is a robo facility, going to scout that there is double gateway. I mean, it's likely that's just going to be for observatory, but we could see robotic support play coming in from him, maybe a few Reavers. Now, one thing to note, I did mention this a little bit earlier, is Marine is a random player. He knows every matchup really, really well. He plays Terran, he plays Protoss, he plays Zerg. I mean, I think he plays all 6 matchups, so from both sides, so I guess all 9 matchups. So fairly well experienced, and we are going to have that observatory coming in. Now, it looks like Marine could possibly want to take a quick third base here. Now, that necessarily isn't a bad idea. We're going to see ByuL going into 2 factory production right now. Still no armory coming in from him, so not quite the Flash style that I was expecting to see out of him, but obviously he's been let loose from the reins of Flash a little bit, been working on his own builds, working on his own style, finding his feet in the pro scene as well, because if you think about it, in Korea, the pro scene has been around for nearly, I believe the first pro match was in like the year 2000 or 1999, so it's been nearly 18, 19, maybe even 20 years since the pro scene really spawned in Korea, and that's actually older than ByuL is. So the pro scene of Brood War, the game of Brood War, is older than him, and a lot of the players are much older than him at the moment in the scene. They were in pro gaming houses back in the day. But here we go, looks like we're going to have a little bit of an engagement in the middle. ByuL's micro, pretty good. Marine's micro, pretty good as well. We see the Dragoons moving back, killing a lot of the meat of this army, but does need to get some of these tanks. Oh my god, the mine! Whoa, what happened there? The mine didn't go off. Oh, wow, that was a big mine. That is not the move that Marine was looking for. Marine actually going to be forced away from his own sort of double bridges now. And that kind of move with ByuL is going to possibly lead him to a quick victory here. I mean, Marine doesn't actually have that much army. I mean, the fact that Marine went for this third base is actually really hurting him now, and ByuL getting a perfect counter. Nice. And oh, that would have been close. But yeah, does manage to take down those two things. It's funny because ByuL doesn't even siege yet. Does he have siege mode? I guess he does, but he doesn't really need it. Good micro by him. And I mean, he's just slowly microing everything down. I mean, I don't know what to say. Marine is trying his absolute best here, but he's against a very, very strong opponent. SouL finally coming in. That's going to help a little bit, but the 4 tanks going up, they're not going to go to this third base, so that's going to benefit Marine just a little bit, but they are going to go here. Now, this is a strong, strong position. The observer should be able to see that this is going to happen. But I mean, there's going to be 4 tanks here. What are you going to do about that? The Dragoons going down immediately. More mines going out the front as well. And that's 1 base not mining here for ByuL. Looks like a little bit of a miss rally there as well, causing a lost Dragoon. And I can't help but feel that this Nexus is going to go down. Great, great positioning. I mean, there is going to be a shuttle with some Zealots in to drop on top of these tanks. But if he loses this this base, I mean, he's not building probes up here yet. This is one thing that Marine could certainly work on. If he had this Nexus producing probes, maybe he could make something happen, but he is going to be so far behind once this goes down. Now, we are going to have the first 2 Dragoons jumping in. We see the Vultures trying to react immediately to this, but this is going to be a lot of damage. He does need to move this Dragoon forward. He's going to clean up the first 2 tanks. Oh, mine going down on top of the Dragoons. That's not the move you want to be making. But he is going to clean up the push. Now, he did lose his Nexus, obviously. We see ByuL behind this has secured a third base. It's going to be a long, long time before Marine can attack into this. Now, we are going to have more and more Vultures attacking these Dragoons. Unfortunately, he's not microing his SouL well enough. So that's going to be another dead Dragoon and another unit that realistically Marine can't afford to lose. Now, we do finally have this base building up here. We're going to have probes. A lot of probes actually getting stuck on this power generator, not transferring properly. But obviously it was a little bit hard to clear that earlier. This isn't stacked, this is just a single power generator, so you can kill that quite quickly. But that'll obviously open up a pathway for Vultures. This is one of the reasons why I like this map so much. You kill this power generator and you run Vultures absolutely everywhere. And it feels so, so good as a Terran player. But this is a very good map for Protoss as well. Lots of droppable locations late game. But there is going to be a 7th factory added, or a 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th factory added on for ByuL, who has got his +1 attack coming in. The observer has only just now started to move in and scout what's going on. And you can see ByuL with Goliath in position. Gonna run past, but that observer gonna run into turrets. I mean, Marine is gonna see that there's a base here and not gonna feel too good about this. He is stuck on only 5 gateways now. He's building nothing but Dragoons. And he wanted to go into carriers, but not only have they been scouted, they've also been delayed entirely by the fact there's another push coming in. Marine has lost way too many Dragoons at this point, and this push is going to be very, very difficult for ByuL to be able to handle. We see a scan going down on top of the army. Oh my god, mines from all sides. Looks like ByuL is going to clean this army handily. And when these Dragoons go down, what units does Marine even have? There's nothing left back home to defend. He doesn't have a second base anymore. He only has 2 Dragoons back at home. This is just so much damage coming in from ByuL, and he's going to get control over this ramp. There's going to be no additional units coming in to defend. Now he can realistically break through this power Protoss gateway. Not Protoss gateway, the power generator. But how is he going to hold on to this game? Marine is going to stay in and see if he can do what he can. He's going into at least 1 carrier behind this. I mean, the carrier is going to take about 5 minutes to come in. It's going to not have the interceptor upgrade for a very, very long time. And the second mining base here for Marine is going to get taken down by this push. ByuL is doing an incredible job. He's got his 4th base coming in. More reinforcements coming through as well. 8 factories worth of production, just way too much for Marine to be able to deal with. I mean, Dragoons are running up the ramp here to try and deal with the tanks. They're going to get on top of them, but only 2 tanks survive. We have Goliaths and tanks in the mineral line, so many kills on those. And it looks like this is going to be the moment the Marine is going to have to tap out. He's got 1 single Dragoon left here. He's got 3 Zealots and 2 Dragoons. He's going to lose his 3rd base. He's not rebuilt his natural. I mean, he's trying to rebuild it now. He's trying to hold on for carriers. That is his plan. He's going to see if he can make something happen. He doesn't want to give up just yet. He knows this is an important game, and Foxhan, this is the real ByuL, the ACS winner, ASL round of 24 competitor, on SouL Gaming, winner of a ByuL as well, I think. But there we go. Tanks on the high ground once again. He's going to take down this power generator. And when he does that, he has access into the main. And there is nothing back here defending. The first carrier is finally out. And there we go. GG. ByuL takes down Marine in game number 2. Now, obviously, we could see that that was a little bit of a one-sided game. I'm trying to turn off the sound, but it wasn't working. But there we go. A little bit of a one-sided game. Marine had a few chances there, didn't quite manage to grab them. His 2-base carrier, or his 3-base carrier play, unfortunately countered by a very quick push by ByuL, which took out the natural, delayed the mining at the third for so long. And unfortunately, from that moment, Marine was fighting a losing battle as ByuL was just growing ever stronger. And at the end, that amalgamated all into that push into the top left base and into the natural. And unfortunately, that left Marine with no options, even with a carrier, to tap out there. So that's going to be the end of game number 2. And we're going to be back with game number 3, which is going to be a PvP between Headmaster and Noob when we get back after this short break. See you guys very soon.